Out of the box here, see what we get. Looks like we're getting 8 separate lights. I'm guessing these are what you mount to. There's 8 of those bolts with the control module. This obviously. Also, this one comes pre-wired with an on-off switch, a fuse, so that may make it easier for those of you who aren't comfortable doing this sort of wiring on your own. So it shows you got the mounting brackets or whatever you want to call them there, and looks like you going to put the light into the bracket, and it's run by the app. First big decision would be, since I have 8 lights, do I put 2 in each wheel well, or do I put 1 in each wheel well and 4 of them elsewhere? Possible mounting locations would be under the side rails, under the hood, and the tailgate area. There's lots of different choices. I'll have to think about that. I should have brought a battery so we could see how bright these are, because that may determine whether or not I do 2 per wheel well or just 1. If they're super duper bright and we need 1. I'm guessing you do 1 color on all of them. Where you have to be careful is some states are going to regulate what sort of colors you can have emanating from your vehicle, particularly if they're visible from the front or rear. So usually white or amber are generally safe. You still want to check your state laws. Red and blue are typically not legal. Again, you want to check your state laws, and then if you get into the other colors, the greens and purples and oranges and stuff, that's going to vary from state to state. Keep in mind, even if you are not breaking the law, you can still get pulled over and still get ticketed. You might win in court, but is it worth the trouble? So I would just be cautious about doing anything red or blue particularly. So looking at it, my guess is it's all hardwired everywhere, and it's just a matter of running the cables where you want them. There we go. So yeah, you can disconnect them. So if you have to drill holes, you have to drill big enough for that to fit through, and then obviously fish this way up to your final location. Wiring this is super simple. You've got a hot wire and a ground wire. So this is your negative. I typically am going to hook this up to a frame rather than the battery. And then this, you can put it to a full-time hot, or I usually prefer to do an accessory so that I turn the key off and I forget to turn this off. It doesn't run down the battery. So we're going to pretend for a second this is our car battery. And turn this on. Get 12 volts. And so that's how they're going to work. Controlling them is going to require the app, it appears. I don't think there's a way to manually control these other than the on-off switch, but I'm sure there's tons of settings that you can put on here if you want to have them lit up a certain way. Obviously with the red and blue that it's cycling through now, a lot of states that's not going to be legal to use when you're driving down the road. So the main thing is just figuring out where you want to mount the lights, and running the wires. The nice thing is they separate right here, so you can pull it and mount this where you want, and then fish the wire back to the location and hook it back up. I'll turn it off. It may be it's working again. So these look like they're pretty bright, so I can probably get away with putting one under each wheel well, and then I've got to decide. I probably will put two in the reverse position on the vehicle, so that like if I'm loading a trailer or whatever, I can use these lights to help. And then I don't know if I want to put two to the front, just because that's probably asking for trouble. So I may put two in the tailgate area or something like that, or I may put four across the back, who knows. So your basic decisions are you going to run this off of accessory power or full-time hot? I always do accessory, that's my preference. There's not a right or wrong answer there. And then the locations that you want to put these in. And then you just got to figure out what's the best way to run the wiring. Sometimes vehicles will give you a little helpful routing that is already built into the vehicle, and sometimes you have to drill and go around things and so forth. The other thing is, obviously, before you start, you want to measure how far your farthest light's going to be, and then how far these cables can reach, because where you put this is going to matter as far as light location. You've got a long vehicle like a full-size pickup truck, obviously the back may be really far away from this, and then you want to mount this in a convenient location for you so that you can turn it on and off in the driver's seat. Just have a built-in inline fuse. So nice little setup if you're wanting to add some lighting to your vehicle, and looks like installation couldn't be any easier.